This is the top 5 best class setups in Black Ops 6. If this does help you out, like the video and comment letting people know that this works. We're going to get right into it. So first things first is the XM4. I mean, I know you guys all love this weapon. It's one of the first things you unlock. So we are going to start out with the optic. So if you want to actually use an optic, you can go with the Kepler Microflex or the Merlin Mini. They're both really good. I'm not going to say which one's better. If anybody watched any of my previous top 5s, you'll understand that inside joke. But the Kepler Microflex is what I have on right now. And then we put on the suppressor. Now you can use the suppressor or compensator depending on the level of enemy that you go against. So if you're really good, like these enemies are really good, then most likely compensator. But if they're not as good, or if you're trying to go for a nuke or high streaks, then suppressor. Next is the reinforced barrel. You can go with a long barrel if you really want to, but I think reinforced barrel is a good mix of the two. In Warzone, you would probably go with the gain twist or reinforce as well. So this is the optimal choice. Next is the extended mag 1. Now this is like more so if you're trying to go for streaks and, you know, high kills. But if you don't care too much for that, you can go with the vertical foregrip to get even less recoil. But I think this build right here is honestly enough recoil control because we're putting on the buffer weight stock. This helps with the vertical and horizontal recoil control. I wish that you could put this on all ARs. This would be really good for the AK-74. But this is the build right here. Just showing you guys how good it is in the firing range. It really gets the job done with basically no effort, in my opinion. You see how powerful this is. But if you wanted to max it out with gunfighter, go to underbarrel. You're going to put on the vertical foregrip. We're just going to throw it on. Why not? For the rear grip, quick draw or ergonomic or commando, I would say quick draw would be ideal. For the fire mods, you can go either overpressured or recoil springs. Since this already has enough recoil control, we'll go overpressured just to make sure our bullets are connecting first. So you guys see, this thing literally is an absolute laser that takes no effort to use. And the beautiful thing about it is it's going to hit very fast. So this is going to be the XM4. But after that, we're going to go to the PP919. This is one of those weapons that I don't think needs gunfighter, but I will give you the alternative just in case you want it. So we're starting out with suppressor. I don't think compensator is necessary, but if you did want compensator, then be my guest. I just think that this is one of those weapons that you can get away with using a silencer because it's very little recoil. Next, we're putting on the reinforced barrel. I would even suggest this in Warzone as well. Now, if you want long barrel, completely up to you. But I think that this is optimal. Next is the ergonomic grip for slide to fire, dive to fire, and aim down sight speed. If you just care about aim down sight speed, this is a good choice right here, the quick draw grip. I don't think you need commando grip, so it's either ergonomic or quick draw grip. Next is the no stock. For hip fire, movement speed, and strafing movement speed. If you don't care about this, you can use the balance stock, but you see the pros just aren't as good. So I would go with no stock. Next, I use the Makarov overpressured, but some people are going to use rapid fire. Rapid fire helps by 12%. Bullet velocity goes down and recoil goes down. I don't really think it's that bad though. The only downside is in Warzone, your damage actually goes down. So that's something to keep in mind. In Warzone, these values are much better. With rapid fire, it goes downhill. So I think that overpressure is just the optimal choice. But if you want rapid fire, be my guest. So if you want to go gunfighter, what you can do is you can put on an extended mag, go gunfighter. And honestly, I wouldn't change anything else. But if you did want to, I guess you could put on the Kepler Microflex. I just don't really see why you would. Long range is something where you would kind of avoid unless you have compensator, like super long range like that, because it gets a little more difficult. You can put on the compensator, and it will be a little bit different just like in regards to up and down, which will be pretty nice. But completely up to you. Honestly, I would stick with the suppressor, take off this, and this is what I would stick with for right now. I mean, I don't even need extended mag because it already has a ton of bullets. 64 bullets is more than enough. But after this, the Saug is absolutely insane. I've been really enjoying using this weapon. So I throw on the suppressor. Unless you want compensator, completely up to you, doesn't matter. Long barrel, unless you want reinforced, they're both really good. In fact, I probably would actually recommend a reinforced barrel now that I think about it. So reinforced barrel, vertical foregrip, extended mag 1, ergonomic grip. I don't recommend, well, I mean, quick draw is fine if you don't have ergonomic unlocked, but if we're going to go gunfighter, well, I guess I can show you guys how this is actually going to function before we go into gunfighter. So you guys see, it's really nice short to medium range. Don't try to use this long range because that's not what this is built for. Also, just a note, this is also what I would be using in Warzone, so you don't have to switch anything out. Now, if you're going to go gunfighter, what you're going to do is you're going to put on either balanced, light, or infiltrator. I think balance is the best choice. We're going to throw that on. We don't need a laser. You can put on recoil springs or rapid fire. I don't think rapid fire would be ideal though. So recoil springs, or I guess you could put overpressured as well. So we'll go with overpressured. Why not? Because there's already enough recoil control in my opinion. So you see, this thing's gonna be incredibly powerful. If you want to use a sight, be my guest. I don't ever think I'll ever use a sight, but Kepler Microflex would be a good idea, and that'd be that. But for me, like I said, I'm mainly just going with these 5 right here, and that's what I'll be using. Next, we're gonna go with the Jackal PDW because this is technically the best SMG in the game. Suppressor, unless you care about the compensator, completely up to you, whichever one you want. You can go with porta compensator in this scenario just because it actually has some more pros than the compensator. I mean, compensator is going to give you less recoil, as you see right here, but it's completely up to you, whichever option you want. I like suppressor, reinforced barrel, vertical foregrip, extended mag 2. This is more so for Warzone. I think in multiplayer, extended mag 1 is more than enough. And then ergonomic grip. Once again, if you have quick draw, cool. If you don't have ergonomic grip yet, but once you get ergonomic grip, get this or commando. And then for the stock, we're going to go either no stock or balanced stock. I think in this scenario, balanced stock is the better option. Laser, we don't really need a laser. Fire mods, you can go with recoil springs or macro overpressured, depending on what you're going for. So you get 8, 5, and 8% increase. So we'll go with the recoil springs. I see some people using an optic, so if you want to use an optic, that's fine too. So, I mean, this is honestly pretty decent, and it actually does have pretty good range. In my opinion, I don't really see myself using an optic, but if you guys want to, completely fine. Otherwise, this is what you'll be using in the 5 attachments. Finally, what we're going to be doing is the Ames 85. This thing is absolutely incredible. I don't think it takes much effort to use. That is very little recoil. So we're starting out with the Kepler Microflex. Next is the compensator. Unless you want to use a suppressor, completely fine, whichever one you want. Then the gain twist barrel. Trust me, this is the one you want to have because it already has really good range. Vertical foregrip. And then the quick draw grip. Now here's the thing. Once you go to gunfighter for the magazine, extended mag 1, trust me, you don't need anything more. For the stock, you're going to go either light stocked, balanced stock, or infiltrator stock. Just for the sake of it, we're going to go light stock. And for the fire mods, you can go overpressured, recoil springs, or rapid fire. I think rapid fire is actually pretty nice. The only downside is the reduction of everything that you actually lose, like bullet velocity, damage range, and all that stuff. So depending on what you want, if you want some more bullet velocity to basically make a hit scan, then that's what you would put on there. I already think it has low enough recoil, so we're going to put that on just for the sake of it. Show you guys this thing is absolutely deadly, and the range is actually incredible. But even if you took this off, and honestly took this off, this weapon is still honestly fantastic. 30 bullets though, you just have to keep that in mind. So this is basically like the rank play build. And that would be the best AR. I showed you guys the best SMGs, and this is what you would use in Black Ops 6.